This is basically an extension of my last video with planets being a hoax, and the reason they need to fabricate other potential worlds for the simple reason for the future fake alien invasion that they plan. Going way back, and understand one simple thing. Movies are one of the best forms for the elite to use propaganda against the masses. They know not everybody watches the news, but most everyone watches movies. So this is, again, one of the best forms of programming, because people can understand, even those that are sleeping, that with the media and the news, that there is some propaganda, even though they won't admit how deep it goes and to what extent. But with movies, it's really about entering the subconscious, where you let your guard down and you let the movie almost overtake you. People laugh and cry over movies that are not even real. Okay, now let's take a look at some of this imagery here. And like I said, how movies are one of the best forms of propaganda and subconscious conditioning by the elite. This goes way back. Taking a look at some of these images, past movies, Close Encounters, planting the seed. Even with video games, they get people at every angle, kids as well. Get them while they're young. Space Invaders. And it's called a video computer system game program, because it's programming. Same thing with the asteroids. People need to understand one simple thing. This whole asteroid threat is nothing but a hoax. This is another layer of the lie to add outer space. They add to outer space, just like these fictitious aliens that do not exist. Now, some more footage. This is from the 1983 TV series called V. Adding more fear, more programming. And one thing to understand as well, going back in time, the thought of aliens was really ridiculed by the general public. It was made to look foolish, but over time, it's become more acceptable in society. And that's part of the conditioning over time. And that's what the use of the media, and I'll get to that later. Now here's with Independence Day. One thing to notice, all these major cities, New York, San Francisco, don't show these spaceships over unpopulated areas. This is to cause fear with the masses. Again over New York. Now, this is another form of programming with Independence Day, showing the White House being destroyed. And the sheep see this, and they look up to their leaders, and they look at this with complete horror and terror, thinking, who's going to save us if we don't have our leaders? This is completely ridiculous. These are your enemies. The people inside here are your enemies. So get that straight. Now, taking a look at this here. Alien invasion. In evolution we trust. Biggest joke. You get 2 for 1 here. Alien invasion and evolution. 2 big lies in one. Double whammy. Now, with the Bible, in this Bible verse from Job, hast thou with him spread out the sky, which is strong, and as molten, looking as glass. Now, would this make sense on a ball earth or a flat earth? This is the molten glass. Just like they have those little shakeable snow domes for Christmas. That's a part of mockery as well. They're showing you the true world we live in plain sight. And again, would this glass dome make more sense on a flat earth? or this ball. And I already explained how they use movies as far as conditioning the masses, the subconscious mind. Now, let's take a look a little bit more at movies and how they use politicians in the media to push this false alien invasion. Part of conditioning.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Now you see how they use the presidents, in this case with Ronald Reagan, planting a seed many, many years ago for the up-and-coming alien invasion. Getting the subconscious mind ready, and they're never in a rush with their propaganda. It's planting the seed decades, just like 9/11, how they planted the seeds before it happened. Many decades you saw predictive programming before you saw 9/11 take place.
Just in the last 2 years, more than 20 planets have been identified outside our solar system that seem to be far enough away from their suns and dense enough that they might be able to support some form of life. So it makes it increasingly less likely that we're alone.
Oh, you're trying to give me a hint that there are aliens.
No, I'm trying to tell you I don't know.
Oh.
But if we were visited someday, I wouldn't be surprised. I just hope that it's not like Independence Day.
Yeah, right.
Maybe that it's a conflict.
Well, now we have friendly
Maybe the only way to unite this incredibly divided world of ours.
I wish to inaugurate.
And you heard Bill Clinton speak right there. A Democrat, of course, pushing the same agenda as Ronald Reagan, who's a Republican, of course. No, there's nothing new under the sun. You had Reagan back in the 80s. You have Bill Clinton in the 90s, who was president in the 90s. And now you have Barack Obama pushing the same alien invasion agenda.
My hand would just, it'd still be hot from touching the Bible, and I would immediately race to wherever they have the files about Area 51 and the UFOs, and I go through everything to find out what happened. Right? Did you do that?
That's why you will not be president. That's the first thing that you would do. The aliens won't let it happen. You reveal all their secrets. They exercise strict control over us.
Now, you know, there are a lot of people that are going to examine your facial expressions here, every twitch, everything, and say, and of course, so did you look? Did you see? Did you explore?
I can't reveal anything.
Oh, really? Because President Clinton said he did go right in, and he did check, and there was nothing.
Well, you know, that's what we're instructed to say.
That's what he was instructed to say. Basically, what he's saying is he has handlers. But the bottom line is, they're all pushing this fake, up-and-coming alien invasion. Jimmy Kimmel's studio where it's filmed, Masonic Lodge, of course.
Well, it may sound odd, but a team of researchers at Penn State University explored this scenario, among others, in a recently published study that examined whether extraterrestrial contact would benefit or harm humanity.
If they're that advanced they can reach the Earth from a distant star, they are already thousands of
Biggest NWO shill there is on this plane that we live on. Not planet, plane.
years ahead of us in technology. And we would present no military challenge to such an advanced civilization.
If we discovered that space aliens were planning to attack, and we needed a massive buildup to counter the space alien threat, and really inflation and budget deficits took secondary place to that,
this slump would be over in 18 months.
What will happen to the Earth? Well, we're not sure. Well, what will the other people do to Earth if we don't take care of Earth? That's the bigger question postulated at Penn State amongst NASA scientists and their colleagues. This is deep, right? I mean, so aliens are keeping their eye on the planet Earth and seeing the destruction of the atmosphere, and that perhaps may open the door to aliens to destroy Earth. And again, yeah, these are scientists loosely affiliated with NASA.
I began the program of research to find out if extraterrestrials were real. What I discovered was amazing. What I discovered, ladies and gentlemen, is that there has been a plan in existence since about 1917, and probably before that, to create an artificial extraterrestrial threat to this Earth in order to create a one-world totalitarian socialist government.
Again, you just heard the truth right there. Now, again, going back, 1 second here. It's pretty clear to see that they use every angle possible for movies, video games, the media, politicians, to push this fake alien invasion. And this will be used, of course, to unite this one world for the New World Order.